Hello, beautiful soul. Thank you so much for tuning in today's video. If you are a recurring viewer, because I have an app that shows me that quite a few of you return, I would love to start by asking you to leave a comment below to let me know what kind of videos you like the most. Because as much as, yes, I do want to grow my channel to a larger and larger audience, I really want to pay attention to cater to you because y'all are here. Y'all are my people. So make sure you leave a comment below. Those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Atena and I create all sorts of videos about conscious manifestation, subconscious mind reprogramming, and more specifically today, I want to talk to you about how I have managed to almost completely eliminate my anxiety and really reduce my bad stress. So how I distinguish the two, knowing that I'm not a doctor, physician of any sorts. First I want to explain to you where I started having anxiety. It was over 10 years ago. I used to physically tremble, like it was almost embarrassing for me. And when I was 23, a doctor prescribed me clonazepam, and I know he had really well intentions, but this is a hardcore drug that is meant to squash your feelings. And I did take it for a while. Every time it would wear off, it's like this rage would come out, and they're highly addictive. So I didn't want to go down that road. And I did self-medicate. I would smoke weed, drink, and it's not the best combination if you ask me, because it's still all band-aid solutions. And what I ended up doing was go down a life path, and over the course of some therapy sessions, learning Reiki for myself, becoming a hypnotherapist, essentially there is one singular habit that has literally changed the game for me. And I'm going to continuously talk about this topic because I know that if I can do it in a natural way, so can you. And it does not have to be very extreme. There are things you will have to deal with, because if you are able to conquer your mindset and adapt your habit body to a new reality, you will be able to master it as well, in my opinion. And so one of the things that I have started to do in a big way is develop a relationship with my breathing. And I'm going to link two videos below. One is about how to meditate. One is specifically, I do a 3-minute breathwork session with you, and then I give you tactics on how to do it, just technique. So I don't want to repeat that, but what I do want to share with you is that if you think about it, your breath is the first point of stillness in your body. So by developing an intimate relationship with your breathing, you will train your habit body to go into a rest and digest mode. And when I started getting anxiety, it was all around the time where technology was starting to develop fast, and anxiety existed way before, but I feel like today it's exploding more and more because we are so used to getting quick this, quick that, quick judgment, And as much as technology has created massive success, like, hello, I'm here on YouTube, I have Instagram this, and it's helped me expand my business beyond my wildest dreams, we all need to learn to survive that success. And at any given moment, I want you to start paying attention. You should not be breathing in and out more than 10 to 16 times. If you are doing that, that means that your body is going into a more stressed out state. Stress is necessary for certain things, but when I talk about bad stress, it means like you are getting debilitated. When I talk about anxiety, it means you are literally one step behind going into full-on panic, hyperventilating, losing all sorts of control. And maybe you're like me and you shake. You know, about 3 years ago when I got my Reiki training, was it 3 or 2 years ago? I don't remember. But like when I started doing my Reiki training, my Reiki teacher got us to do this thing where she made us for a whole week think about what's the thoughts that are going in our mind every hour on the hour. So what I'm going to encourage you to do from this week to next Sunday is to literally every hour on the hour, pick at least one day to focus on your breathing. And this might sound really difficult, so I'm going to take you around with me today and just show you how I do this. I combine it with the most mundane tasks: drinking water, brushing my teeth every time I get up. I also breathe a lot into my lower belly because that brings a lot of comfort. And if you want to really like go all out and like have a whole day and like a field day with this to just develop that relationship, I really recommend that you try juicing for a single day. And I actually teamed up with Dose Juices that are, if you are in Quebec or Ontario, you can order Dose Juices, and they're actually giving everybody who wants a discount code. If you're a first-time user, I think you get 20% off, but then when you come back, you can use my discount code for 15% off. So what you could do is just pick a day, and that's going to be, let me figure out how my thoughts work, how my habit body responds. And why I say combine it with juicing is because when you juice, you are going to become a lot more mindful of your digestive system, your body. And I just find it a great combination because you're going to breathe with each juice in the day. And every time you drink water, do 1 to 2 minutes of breathing and notice just what a difference that shit makes. It's incredible. It is incredible. All right, so let's hop to it. Follow me for the day, and I'll try to catch it as many times as I can. But I have to tell you, I literally breathe all the time, like consciously, like every time I stop to watch TV, every time I stop to eat food, every time I drink water. And I'm gonna try to catch it as much as possible too. So right here, as I'm pouring the water, my eyes are fixated on the water going up and I'm breathing. And so as I drink my water, I am already a lot more mindful. Another place I love to do breath work, conscious breathing, is every time I get into a car. Especially as a passenger, I get the luxury to just breathe and observe. But even if you are driving, I suggest every time you turn on the ignition, you wait. Settle in. And breathe a few times until you feel that click, like this is where I am. I'm right here, nowhere else.
It won't go away. I've got that feeling rushing through my body. I know that it is here to stay.
One of the things I love to do is every time I'm at a grocery store and waiting, I breathe. Focus on my conscious breathing, because what else am I gonna do?
I'm so good at pretending. Keep on smiling in my tiny bubble, like a movie without ending. Spending time like it was going backwards. Bruises covering my walls, but they fall down. Diving deeper in the books that we.
So we just finished at the last place that we were doing our groceries today, and there's something that I realized. In between each activity, I stop and I focus on my breathing. Not only does it bring me to the present moment, but it brings my body into a focused state and a calm state. And that's like one really big thing when you have a lot of anxiety. You're never quite present, because in the present moment, not much is really happening for you to be anxious about. You know what I mean? So the more you train your body to just breathe, focus on one singular thing that you're doing versus thinking of a million things that have nothing to do with the present moment, the less you are prone to feeling anxious. Even as you're doing tasks such as putting the groceries and dishes away, focus on your breathing and the task itself. I began to notice this after I read the book, The Happiness Equation, and noticing that we need space. If you're constantly thinking and doing, you will burn out. As you're watching TV, I encourage you to settle into the mood. Focus on your breathing. This is a beautiful time for you to go into an even deeper state of relaxation. take Sage for a walk, I actually don't really focus on my breathing. The only time I will place a conscious focus on my breath is when I feel like I'm not present with Steven and Sage, because what's the point of doing something fun and relaxing with your family if you're not present and your mind is wandering? So what I'll do is I'll pause and focus mostly on Sage because she's really cute and she's walking around, and just like that, come into the present moment. Even if I'm about to eat and I watch TV at the same time, I always take 2 minutes to focus on my breathing and really become grateful and conscious of what I'm about to do. It is a game changer, you guys. Hi guys, so it is just after lunch and I rarely eat red meat, so I'm super tired. I am going to listen to a hypnotic track, and I actually do this a lot during the week. In the middle of the day or earlier on in the day, I'll listen to something because I love to wake up, meditate, of course at the end of the night also release. But over the past year and a half, 2 years, especially since I work mostly from home now, I take the time in the middle of the day to center. And so if you are at an office, because before when I worked at the office, what I would do during lunch, I would still take a little, like 5 minutes to meditate. It's not the same thing as at home where I lay down on my bed and I listen to something, but definitely do it if you do work at an office. All right guys, so we ended up going for another really long walk because I woke up from that meditation. I fell asleep, sorry. First of all, it was a hypnotic trance. I fell asleep, I woke up, I was grumpy, and I'm like, I need to move my body. We didn't actually eat that much, but meat sometimes it really gets to me. And so we went for a long walk in the port. And there's something I noticed, and it's not just that I've combined the breathing with tasks such as drinking water, brushing my teeth before eating food, but even as I go on the walk, I really notice nature. And all of like nature, like when I see the birds, it's a trigger for me to be like, oh, this is where I am, I'm here. And that's kind of another thing that the breath work over time has done. Like, I'm always going to brush my teeth, I'm always going to wash my face, take a shower, doing these things, but instead of rushing through them, I take the same amount of time to do everything. It takes me the same amount of time to see those birds, but now it's like it's habitual for me to be mindful, to breathe, and that in itself is a major game changer, because so much of your anxiety, it's about having thoughts about things that are not even happening. So the more you train yourself to be mindful and to breathe and be in a kind of a meditative state throughout the day, the more focused you are, the more relaxed you are. And honestly, I used to think by rushing through things I would get more things done, but it's simply not true. I have much fuller days now with this mindful practice than I had before, and they're way more enjoyable. And the last thing I want to add is have a lot of products that remind you of this. So our water, we treat it, we also have flow water in home. So when I think of this alkaline water, I'm more tempted to stop and enjoy it. All of my products are super, super clean. Like I use Lotus Aroma face wash, it smells so good. Our hand soap has essential oils. I have this mist, ooh, I love this mist. You got to get yourself a mist. If you don't have one, get yourself one. It is a freaking game changer. It protects your skin against all sorts of things. As I'm treating myself, like eating well, putting good products, going for walks, enjoying nature, it's all kind of intertwined, and the relationship with the breathing is kind of what has tied it all in together. Let me know if that makes sense to you. All right, so that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in, beautiful soul. I hope this has been good for you, informative for you. Please do give this video a thumbs up and do share it with someone that you feel will help them be more mindful and happy. All right, bye.